Hello everyone, in this video we'll be solving problem 162, find peak element. The problem statement is, we are given a zero index integer array nums. We need to find the peak element and return its index. An element can be considered as a peak if the left and the right element's value is less than itself. In example number 1, the input given to us are 1, 2, 3 and 1. If we try to plot these numbers on a graph, it should look something like this. As you can see, the number 3 is a peak element as its value is greater than its neighbors. As an added constraint, we need to write an algorithm that uses O of log n runtime complexity. Now let's switch to whiteboard and discuss the solution. If we were to solve this problem without considering the runtime complexity constraint, all we need to do is run a simple iteration on all of the numbers and compare each number with its neighbors. And both of the conditions suffice, that is the current value is greater than previous and the current value is greater than next, then we can record its corresponding index and return it. We don't need to run the iteration across all of the elements. We can stop the iteration at that point and return its index. We can run this iteration from left to right or right to left. The result will still be valid as the problem statement is asking us to return any peak element. With this approach, the time complexity will be O of n, as we need to iterate through all of the elements in the given array. Because the time complexity does not match to the constraint given to us, we can't take this approach. So now let's think of a different solution. Whenever we see a solution where we need to solve it in a log n times, the only algorithm that comes to mind is a binary search. In a binary search algorithm, we use two pointers left and right, calculate the mid based on the two values, and compare the corresponding value with the target. And depending on the comparison result, we either update the left pointer or the right pointer. This algorithm is best suited when we are trying to figure out if a particular element exists in the entire array, or we can place a new element in the array at the right position. But the nature of this problem does not suit the usual use cases where we can apply a binary search. So we need to modify our approach so that we can use binary search to solve this problem. The idea behind binary search is to break down the entire array into halves or smaller pieces and focus on that instead of running the iteration across the entire array. We'll use the same principle here to break this entire array down into smaller chunks where there is a good potential of having a peak element. Let's take this as an example array. If we try to identify the mid, it will be this element. So now we have two sub arrays available. And both of the sub arrays do have a peak element, which is this one. Now that we have calculated the midpoint, we now need to determine which sub array we should be focusing on. The logic that we will use is to check if the value that the mid pointer is pointing is greater than the element after the mid pointer. If this condition is satisfied, we will focus to find the peak element in the second half of the array. And if not, then we'll look at the first half. Now, how can we be sure if this formula is going to help us out? If the next element after mid is already greater than the current element, half of the criteria to meet the peak element is already sufficed. We need to look for the next half, which is the right hand side. Let's call the next element as A and the one after that B. It will help us simplify the explanation. Now there is three possibilities. The first is where A is equals to B. The peak element criteria is not met, so we cannot make A as a peak element. But there is a possibility that B can be a peak, so we can just focus on the second subarray and repeat the same calculation. Another scenario is where A is greater than B. This will suffice the second requirement for the peak element, so we can simply return the index of A as the output. The last case is where A is less than B. So A is no longer the peak element, but there is a possibility that B could be, because the left hand side of the peak element criteria is already met. So we need to look for the next element after B to see if its value is less than B. In that case as well, we have a good chance of finding a peak element on the right hand side of the array. I hope you were able to understand how we use this formula to figure out which subarray we should be focusing on to find the peak element. If the condition would not have sufficed, we would have gone towards the left-hand side of the subarray and repeat the same operation. And this is how we can use the binary search algorithm to solve this problem. As the problem statement does not mention which peak element we should be returning, the binary search algorithm fits in perfectly. So with this solution, we have improved our time complexity to O of log n, as we are using the binary search tree algorithm to solve it, and the space complexity is O of 1, as we are only using 2 pointers to point at the range of the subarray. I hope you were able to understand the explanation. Let me show you how we can implement this using C#. Here is my C# solution. I start by initializing my left and the right pointer to point at 0 and the last element. I then start a while loop until left is less than right, and then calculate the mid of the array. After that, I'm checking the value that the mid pointer is pointing if it is greater than the next element in the array. If the condition is suffice, it means we'll try to find the peak on the left hand side. So I'm updating the right pointer to mid. And if the condition is not met, then I'm updating the left pointer to mid plus 1 so that we can look for the peak element on the right side of the subarray. Once the criteria for the while loop is no longer sufficed, we jump out of the while loop and return the left pointer as our output. This code, when submitted on LeetCode, beats 100% of the submissions in terms of runtime and 7% in terms of memory. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you were able to understand the explanation. The details to access the source code is available in the description below. Feel free to check that out, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.